Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Club Reaction, where although Rangers go down 2-1 to Crvena Zvezda at the Rako Micic Stadium or the Maracana, they do enough to see us through into the quarterfinals of the Europa League. I'll be your host this evening, Scott Gemmell. It's me and only one other person, Ali Pearson. How are you doing?
I'm doing much better now. Scotia, it's full time. It was, I want to say it was a great watch at times, but it's what I thought it would be tonight. I know I did say I thought they would beat us 2-1 and Ryan Kent would score. I didn't put money on it, which was fucking stupid of me. Um, but yeah, we're through. We're through at the end of the day. Obviously, we'll break down into the game, but not delighted, absolutely delighted.
Yeah, it is just the two of us this evening as Ryan's away down to the ponies and hope he's enjoying himself. And Carney's had some stuff going on, so he's not joining us this evening. But me and myself and Ali will try and take you through the game and sort of give our immediate reaction to it and go through it. So start off with the teams, not an unchanged team for Rangers. So it was McGregor in goals with Tav, Goldson, Balogun, and Bassey. Jack and Lundstrom, then Aribo, Kamara, Kent, and Morelos. It's really unchanged from last week. Pearson, what did you make of the team? Any surprises?
Yeah, no, I think it picks itself in Europe at the moment. I said Rangers have got a core team for Europe now. They know their jobs, and the only one I said that possibly could have came in was maybe Arfield, but whether he was fit enough to start the game, possibly not. I thought Kamara probably deserved to start the game because he's performed decent the last couple of games. So no, I wasn't shocked at all, and it was the team I predicted. So I think you predicted the same team as well. So no, I was more than happy with that team.
Yeah, it was one of those ones for me that the team kind of picked itself really. Obviously we done the club deck corner on Tuesday evening before the press conference, so at that stage you don't know what's happening in terms of any wee niggly injuries that some of the players could have picked up. But I think it was a fairly straightforward team to pick for itself. I did note as well that the Red Star team, they'd only made one change from the team that faced us at Ibrox, where Cernic was out and they had Pavkov in as well. So they were playing out, looked as if they were playing slightly more attacking. Although I did note that Cernic was the boy that was out in their game on Monday as well. So very similar teams that faced last week at Ibrox. So yeah, we'll get into the game. Rangers kick off and straight away we go up the park and get a corner. Nothing really comes of that corner, but that sort of first 4 or 5 minutes we were looking pretty decent. There was a wee decent bit of play with Aribo and Kamara at the edge of the 18-yard box, but it breaks down a wee bit, which to be honest, it's going to be a bit of a theme talking about Rangers in the first half with that. Morelos then has the first shot in about 5 minutes time, but to me, I think he probably needs to play a teammate in here because it was quite a team effort from him. But shot on target for these first 5-6 minutes, Ali, we were looking fairly decent.
Yeah, I was encouraged. A lot of people have said, Rangers are going to this hostile atmosphere in Belgrade, and I when he buying into it, to be honest. Rangers have been to hostile places. Bloody play Ibrox, so that's hostile Ibrox when their fans turn against them. So that was never going to affect them. And yeah, I was the same as you, Scotia. I thought the first 5 minutes, I thought Rangers were very good. I thought they were controlling the ball well. Like yourself, I thought their final ball, they chose the wrong option in that first 5 minutes. And like you say, it was probably a theme of the first half of what happened with Rangers in the final third.
Yeah, and on the atmosphere there, people were sort of banging on about it. I know McCoy was speaking about it, and obviously different days when we played them back in '91. But yeah, it was loud, but it was no louder than a lot of grounds that I've heard before.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe that's just through the TV that I've picked that up on, but they weren't. It didn't seem as intimidating as it get made out to be. Certainly for me. But anyway, as we say, we think Rangers start pretty brightly, but then in 7 minutes you get the first kind of bit of attack from Red Star going up the pitch, and then unfortunately on 9 minutes, Ivanic scores from a corner for Red Star Belgrade. Now this was really poor defending from Rangers for me. The way it does. I mean, personally, Kent doesn't do enough to kind of stop the cross coming in. Then Morelos kind of gets caught underneath the ball, and Kamara loses his man at the back post. Doesn't really go and challenge for it, and yeah, Ivanic slots it away. What were your thoughts on that goal, Pearson?
I've seen us concede a goal like that all season. We've said it. balls coming into our box, corner kicks. We've said it all season. We all shit ourselves. I shat myself several times tonight because I think they had over 10 corners tonight. But I've seen that goal before from Rangers, and it's needless. We don't need to give goals like that away. There's so many faults within that goal. Like you say, Kent doesn't too easy to let the cross come in. Kamara, for me, has got to anticipate Morelos missing that. He misses it and he's caught in his heels. And I'd even say where's Goldson and Balogun at that point? Your two centre halves aren't even in the middle of the goal there to deal with it. And that boy number 10, he's their main man for them. He has over the two legs, and McGregor's got no hope, and he buries it. And you're thinking, after 9-10 minutes, we're 1 down. How do we react? Because it's the perfect start for Red Star and probably the worst start for us, to be honest.
Yeah, it wasn't an ideal start because if you think about back to the game at Ibrox, the Red Star showed enough, and like you say, Katai, their number 10, he's impressed me over both legs. Think he's quite a wee tidy player, and with the amount of chances that they had against us at Ibrox, you're 1-0 down after 10 minutes. It's the worst possible start, and you're kind of fearing for the worst because you've got the home side behind them and they're going to go at it. It wasn't great, and like you say, Seaway, like you had Goldson and Balogun. There was a big sort of bundle of Rangers players over at the near side post, and there was this big gap in the middle. There was a big gap, and then Kamara at the back. So yeah, it was a very poor goal for Rangers to concede. But it's a corner. I think you need to put money on Rangers conceding from corners these days because it happens continuously at the moment. It's really something that we need to kind of work on, I think. Yeah, so that happens, and then again, I mean, Rangers sort of start to get back into it. Jack plays a decent ball in around 18 minutes into Morelos, and Morelos is breaking up the pitch. I think we're about a 3-on-3, but he gets the pass all wrong here, and he passes it straight to the Red Star defence, which they then go straight up the park on the counter. But the header is pretty tame, and it's into McGregor's hands there. And then once after that, they have another wee kind of chance. Katai gets another corner on the left as well, but doesn't come to much. On the sort of 20-minute mark, there's a wee shot wide by Alfie again. We have kind of another half chance, but Boyan and goals for them. He never looked worried by it. You can kind of see him made a kind of half-arsed attempt to dive for it, but I think he had it in the back of his mind that it was going wide all the time. Then again, straight up the park by Red Star here, and then Pavkov then just puts it wide, and then Bassey and Balogun kind of getting caught out by this long ball, and it was kind of a theme, Ali, that we were going up the park, breaking down and not really doing much, and then they would go in the counter and look that wee bit more dangerous.
Yeah, Tommy was watching a game with me tonight up at mine, and I was wanting the out ball to fall to Kent all the time because I thought he's the one danger man. As the out ball, it felt Morelos a lot of the time and chose too many. The option was wrong that he chose a lot of time. I thought in midfield, I thought Ryan Jack, and Carney might not like this, but I thought he looked off the pace tonight. I really did. He wasn't bad at it, Ryan Jack, but I just thought at times he looked off the pace. Lundstrom I thought was really good at times today, but no, the passing wasn't great. Like you say, they would nick a ball and break quite quickly, or they would lump a ball over the top, and we looked at 6 and 7s at the back sometimes, and I was shite myself when they lumped a ball over the top because you could see they were doing that all night, and they were lumping balls down the channels as well. So yeah, my thoughts at that point was let's just get to half time 1-0 down, and we'll regroup at that point.
Yeah, I mean, on Jack, I actually thought Jack was okay at certain aspects of the game. Yeah, but I mean, you could notice it. Like I agree that Lundstrom I thought was really good, but you could see from like Jack forward, like Kamara, Kent, Morelos, Aribo, they were all picking the wrong pass, and the passes were a wee bit overhit or underhit, and they just weren't clicking into gear for me at that point. And yeah, like you say, Red Star, they looked a bit more dangerous on the counter than we did, certainly going forward. Around 25 minutes, Rangers get a corner, comes to nothing, but we recycle it pretty well, and Kent wins a free kick in what looks quite a promising position, but again, nothing really comes of it. It kind of peters out for the next 10 minutes. Red Star aren't doing masses amount of things to kind of worry you at all, but at the same point, we're not doing anything that makes me feel like, oh no, we're going to go and win this. It got a wee bit flat for that kind of 10 minutes. And then around the half hour mark, we get a free kick in the middle. But again, like I say, we were just missing that kind of final third, that attacking play in the final third. And yeah, Red Star did. Though they didn't worry me, they were certainly looked that wee bit more dangerous on the counter. So then on to 35 minutes, there's a bit of Red Star pressure with Panice, the Norwegian boy. I'm not going to even try and pronounce his name because I'll murder it. But Goldson knocks out for a corner, and Rangers deal with that because, like we say, we conceded that goal from the corner, Pearson. But I thought after that we actually defended corners pretty well there on in.
We kind of got ourselves together in terms of corner kicks because I mean, I don't like saying it all the time, but we have said it all season. Every one of us has the fear with corner kicks. Just a ball into our box, you just have the fear. But to be fair to Rangers, no, they dealt with it. After that, they looked, I wouldn't say comfortable is probably not the right words, but aye, it didn't peter out the first half there. I thought Red Star would show slightly more than what they did. I know they had that real good chance. I don't know what minute it was, Scotia. I don't know if you're coming on to that or if it was before.
No, I'm searching for that, going like, I'm sure McGregor made a decent save here, but I've completely forgot. I've probably celebrating too much.
Yeah. There was that chance where it was a ball over the top and we get muddled up, and then I think Goldson done all right. He kind of chucked himself in the ground, and the boys got a score to make it 2-0 to them, but we get out of jail with that one. But aye, we huffed and puffed that whole first half, to be honest, and never really had control of the game. But at the same time, although they had a lot of the ball, McGregor had a few good saves, which we'll come on to probably, but it kind of petered out the first half.
Yeah, I mean, Alfie had another kind of team effort just before the 40-minute mark, but again, it was one of these half-arsed attempts, no real conviction in the shot, and it was easy enough for Boyan to deal with. But then just before half time, there was a wee moment where Bassey had a wee spell that he was dancing inside the box, but Kenny just runs out of options and it gets knocked away for the goal kick. And then I think this is the one you're talking about on 45 minutes. Red Star are up there at our right hand side. Piccini beats Jack to the tackle. Kenny almost a 50-50 challenge that Jack Kenny loses out on. Takes a shot just outside the edge of the box, but it was a great save from Shagger here to keep it at 2-0 or 1-0. Sorry, should I say?
Yeah, I thought Ryan Jack should have done better, to be honest. And like I say, I thought he was just off the pace a wee bit, and I think that was a good example of how he was off the pace. That boy tries to bend. It's a great save by McGregor. He made a save about 15 minutes before that as well, where the boy was coming in and he went down low and palmed it around the post as well, McGregor. He made two quality saves in that first half, McGregor, to keep us in the game. I know we've talked about McGregor on this a lot of time in terms of bringing McLaughlin in, but he's in for big games like this. And again, he's pulled off big saves. I mean, there's two in the first half where probably should have been goals, to be honest, and he's saved it. And he's to be fair, McGregor's got us in at 1-0 at half time.
Yeah, no, you're completely right. Yeah, so that kind of takes us up to half time, and we got off to the worst possible start really in those opening 10-15 minutes. We conceding the goal, but barring those two saves by McGregor, although I've said that Red Star did look that wee bit more dangerous on the counter than we ever did, apart from the two saves that McGregor made, there was nothing really else that overly concerned me in terms of chances for them to make it look as if, because I feel that they probably, Red Star themselves will feel a wee bit disappointed in themselves that they didn't make their start count for more in that first half, because like we say, Rangers were just not all over the place in the final third, but weren't making the correct decisions, weren't doing what we've done pretty well in Europe recently, and it was a bit frustrating in our part. But half time comes around, Pearson, is there anything that you immediately want changed?
No, I was happy at half time. Well, not happy, but I was happy that we conceded a goal after 10 minutes and we've made it to half time without conceding another goal. That's what I says to Tommy when we went 1 down. Says, if we can get to half time, still 1-0 down, that's a decent position to be in. We can regroup address the situation and go in the second half. So at half time, I was relatively happy at that point, to be honest. Red Star, like I said, the two outstanding saves from McGregor, they probably should score at least one of them. Huffed and puffed a wee bit, Red Star. Again, some of their final balls weren't great. There's a few chances they ballooned behind McGregor's goal, and free kicks they didn't take advantage of as well. So they were sloppy in the final third at times as well, even though they did have a lot of the ball. But no, I was content at half time. That's probably the word. I was content at half time because we've got 45 minutes to go, still got 2 goals to lead, and I still fancied us to score. I still thought there's a chance for it. There will be a chance for Rangers in this game, and I really did think we would score.
Yeah, no, I'm the same. I was happy's the wrong. Yeah, you're right. Happy's the wrong word, but comfortable enough that we won down because, like you say, they need 3 goals to guarantee that they win within or go through in the regulation time. It was okay. I don't really think we needed to make too much changes during half time. There's always that wee concern. Oh, you've maybe changed him for him, because I was like, over Jack, I was like, Kamara's been a wee bit iffy at times just in terms of what he's doing. But we'll go on to the second half, because it's one of these ones where you're sitting there watching it and you're going like, oh no, we'll make these changes. You could even switch it up and drop Lundstrom a wee bit further back and go for like the 3-5-2 kind of formation. But no changes were made at half time. Like you say, 45 minutes to maintain a kind of 2 goal advantage. So the second half starts, no changes to either side, like I say, and then straight away, Red Star claim for the softest of penalties ever. Did you think this had any merit at all of them claiming for it?
Never a penalty, but they've got VAR there, so VAR is there, but it's never a penalty. They threw themselves to the ground a few times trying to con the referee. The referee didn't buy any of it, to be fair. But no, it's never a penalty.
Yeah, so they do that, and I mean these sort of first couple of minutes in the second half were a wee bit kind of art switching stuff for Rangers, because Red Star get a corner and they really should score from this. The ball dances across the face of the goal, and how they don't score from this, I have no idea. And then straight away after that, Ofuano, that Norwegian boy, again, I told you I shouldn't say his name because it's absolutely murdered it. He goes up the pitch, the ball again cuts the centre of defence in two here, really. But I think Bassey in this one, Ali, that Bassey just enough to kind of to put their striker off to prevent him from scoring.
Yeah, they had a couple of good chances at that beginning of that second half, and I was beginning to shite myself a wee bit at that point, because I think if they got a second early doors in the second half, then you're up against it. But Bassey did do well. Bassey today or tonight, he was. I wouldn't say he was comfortable that game, Bassey, but he was slipping a lot of the time in that park. I think they said they watered the park before the game, and you could tell because he kept falling his arse all the time. Bassey, wish he'd change his boots, but he done all right in that occasion you're on about. But he didn't look comfortable tonight, Bassey, I have to say.
Yeah, I mean, about to come to one of those ones. But Rangers had a wee bit of a chance going forward, but can't control it. And at this point, I'm kind of getting the feeling that, oh no, we're going to be again that wee bit too loose in possession up in the final third. But this one that I think screams out for me is where Bassey slips on the left hand side, completely slips, and the boys right there to take the ball off them, and then Red Star go up again, but nothing comes of it. But it gave me the fear when that happened. I was like, oh no, this is just going to be one of these nights where I think wee mistakes by ourselves that we've been used to in Europe actually over the last few seasons, that a lot of the goals that we concede are down to errors of our own rather than anything absolutely outstanding from the opposition. But anyway, things take a turn for the brighter on 55 minutes, where Jack plays a wee ball to Ryan Kent in the middle of the pitch. Then Kent goes and drives with it, plays a lovely wee 1-2 with Glenn Kamara. Kent runs away up the pitch, and then he knocks it away with a wee bit of help of a deflection there to make it 1-1. Ryan Kent finally gets his goal that we've all been screaming out for, and it just puts that bit more added pressure on Red Star now that we managed to get that goal.
No, me and Tommy were bouncing about the living room like madmen. It was brilliant. And I said to Tommy that we needed to nick the ball we were going to get chances of nicking the ball and breaking, and the guy I wanted it to fall. It was Ryan Kent, and it never really fell to Ryan Kent the first half. Like you say, it was always Morelos that fell to, and this one fell to Ryan Kent. Like you say, great with Kamara. I thought Kamara the first half wasn't great, but he grew into the game. I thought second half, and again Kamara, it was a great one too with Kent, and he's away, and he just shapes his body. And he got a deflection, but to be fair, I think Ryan Kent's been due a bit of luck because he's been very unlucky recently in terms of front of goal. And to go one each, and I did say if Rangers get a goal out there, I think it kills it. And at that point, I'm thinking, they need 3 goals to bring it back level. It's pretty much not dead, but I was far more relaxed basically than I was a couple of minutes before.
Yeah, oh, definitely. I was loving it when it went in. It takes that wee bit of pressure off. I was never kind of,
Yeah,
like I said at half time, I was never really in doubt, but it relieves that wee bit of pressure a wee bit from me watching it, and I'm sure it did to the players as well, knowing they had that. I think actually for that goal that Kent's actually injured the player. Not by like any nasty play or anything, but I think Piccini went off straight after that goal for Gayak to come on, and I think it's because Kent absolutely done him when he was running past him in terms of just overstretching the guy. Kent then has another decent halfway cross in for Alfie waiting in the middle, but then the Red Star Belgrade does enough to kind of stop the ball getting through to him. Another couple of changes, or another change for Red Star. This one surprised me. They brought off that Norwegian striker, who he's been playing fairly decently for them at times, and I thought that's a wee bit strange bringing him off for someone when you know you need those 3 goals. On 65 minutes, Red Star then have a chance with a really good ball by Katai to, I think it was Ivanic he played it over to, but it was one of these ones where I think he's probably used his hand to control it, and he manages to put the shot away wide anyway. Yeah, so I mean, it was. But I did think when I seen it, I thought that's an absolutely cracking ball across by Katai. And then straight after that, as the ball goes out for the corners, there's a trio of kind of decent saves from Shagger again here. Probably not as good as any of the saves he'd made in the first half, but important enough to kind of stop them doing anything. Because I think when he makes the save off the corner, the ball falls to that Ben guy, and he really needs to score here, Ali. Do you not think that he had that?
yeah. I was saying to Tommy watching that, I actually thought McGregor kind of the first one where he kind of palms out for a corner. I thought he should have caught that. And then obviously the ball comes in and I kind of deflects it away. I don't know quite what happens with it, and it falls to that Ben guy. He's got to bury that. But as soon as that went into McGregor's hands, I thought to myself, no, everything's with us tonight. And I know a lot of folks said we got a lot of luck in the first leg, and you, you can call it luck, but at the same time, all the decisions were correct. So they were correct decisions. It's not luck. Yeah, we get lucky when a guy hit a bar and Alan McGregor has a great save. But when I seen that point, because they had quite a lot of good chances, Red Star, and again that was one he's got to bury. And when it fell at Alan McGregor's hands, I thought, no, this is our night. It's going to be our night now.
Yeah, so once that happens, Rangers make their first changes of the evening with Aribo coming off for Scott Arfield and Ryan Jack also off for Jimmy Sands. So good to see a couple of changes. Good to see Arfield back in as well, because I was a wee bit worried when he wasn't even on the bench. It was at the weekend he wasn't on the bench, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So it's good to see that it wasn't anything too serious with him. The Katai has a wee another chance for Red Star here as well, where he beats Lundstrom first off, and then Lundstrom's on the ground but manages to get a wee vital kick away just at the right time to kind of frustrate Katai there. And then there's a couple of subs after this for Red Star. Their player Ivanic, who scored the goal, he came off. I thought he was quite impressive over the 2 legs. Ali, I don't know what you thought about him.
Yeah, I said to Tommy. Tommy said as well he was their most impressive player over the 2 legs. We actually both said, I wonder how much it would cost to sign him, because he was a standout for them. I thought over 2 legs, and he was their main man. I thought he made them tick in both games, and I was happy when he went off the park, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, I've Ivanic along with Katai as well. I think they were
Oh,
the two that
Katai,
kind of
sorry,
really
I'm on about
impressed me.
Katai. Sorry, I was on about
Katai,
Katai
yeah,
there. Yeah,
Ivanic is the one that he links up really well with Katai down that kind of
yeah.
left hand side for them. The
Katai's
both of
number
them
10,
really
isn't he?
did impress me. Katai's a
Yeah,
number 10, yeah.
yeah. He Katai, I was on about. Sorry.
Yeah, so I mean, those are the subs there, and it gets to this kind of stage of the game where subs are getting made all the time. So just before 80 minutes, we make our second set of substitutions with Morelos coming off for Roof and Lundstrom coming off for Barisic. So clearly looks like they were going to drop to a sort of 3-5-2 formation with Bassi pushing in beside the other centre halves and Barisic playing. But more importantly for me, Ali, it's something that I forgot to mention on Club Deck Corner on Tuesday night. That was Morelos, Lundstrom, and Aribo were sort of three of the four players we had that were sitting on yellow cards that meant they would have
Yeah.
missed the first leg of the quarter final. So that was I liked what Gio was doing there. Your thoughts?
Yeah, no, I says to Tommy because I think Tommy says, "Why is he bringing Lundstrom off?" And I says, "Because he's on a booking, that's why." But no, I said that at that point. I know, Rebo's off, and now obviously take Morelos off. I thought, I thought Rangers tonight, and I text us in the group chat during the week when Atletico Madrid played Man United,
Manu.
and I said, I hope the Rangers players are watching Atletico Madrid in terms of how to do the dark arts of the game, how to waste time. And I thought tonight we did. I thought Morelos played for that quite a lot. When he went down, they brought that wee golf buggy on and they got up, the golf buggy went off. And then in 80 minutes, he fell back down and they brought the golf buggy back on and he got on the golf buggy. I think he knew what he was doing. I'd be very surprised if he's actually injured Morelos. I think he knew what he was doing. But I thought the dark arts and the shithousery, you could say, in football, I thought we did it very well tonight because I've said for donkeys, but we're too nice a team it's sometimes, and we need to do these things, especially in Europe. And I thought we did it well tonight. I really did.
Yeah, when we even put at it, I think we all kind of said the same after the Slavia games at this stage
Yeah,
last season that it was like they were very good at kind of doing stuff like that, and like you say that Atleti team against Man U, they were brilliant at it. So yeah, it'd be nice to see us do it a wee bit more. And I thought, yeah, like you say, we did carry it out pretty well without, because I know McGregor was getting spoke to
yeah,
quite early on. Actually, McGregor might have even been in the first half, and
it was.
but we didn't get any bookings from it. So yeah, those changes come on, and then straight away, Roof looking fairly bright, has a wee bit of a chance where Kent plays him through, takes the shot here, but he's slipping when he goes to hit it, which, like you say, it was happening quite a lot, and I know it was picked up by on the commentary as well. And then this go out for a corner here, I think, and then we got
Yeah,
the corner, and then Goldson does this wee magnificent swivel turn at the edge of the box, puts it through a Roof, and then Roof kind of completely messes it up. But in all honesty, it's one of these ones where if it had went in, it would have probably get chalked off for Roof
he
being
was
offside
offside.
at this point.
Yeah,
Yeah. And then in 88 minutes, we make our final change where Kent comes off for Scott Wright. And it looks like, well, we're clearly going through unless something ridiculous happens. But unfortunately, on the 90th minute, there's a penalty for Red Star where Kamara has just stepped in the toes of the Red Star player. No complaints from me here, Pearson. It probably was a penalty.
yeah, no, it was a penalty. It's the way Kamara plays. He tries to get his body in front of players in a way he sort of opens his body up. Kamara a lot of the time, and he's just stood in the boy's toe. Unfortunately, it's soft, but it's a penalty. He can't grumble. And aye,
Yeah, so Red Star get the penalty. We're all kind of hoping for another Shagger save here, but the boy sticks it away to the opposite side that McGregor dives to. 6 minutes he added on timer given, but the game kind of finishes off 2-1 to Red Star Belgrade. But like I said at the top of the show, that was enough to see Rangers through into the quarter final draw. So overall, Ali, how did you feel that game went?
I thought we rode our luck. To be honest, at times I thought we would have to ride our luck at times in this game. I didn't expect it to be an easy game. You're going to their backyard. They're top of the Serbian league now. They're no mugs. This team. We've seen at Ibrox. They're a decent team. I know they didn't score, but they were unfortunate at Ibrox. So yeah, I was delighted. Rangers. I don't think Rangers played brilliant. To be honest, I thought we played a
No.
wee bit within ourselves at times, but if that's Rangers playing within themselves and going out there and again nicking a goal away from Europe, away from home, how many times have we nicked a goal away in Europe in the last 3-4 years? We seem to do it all the time. We are all confident we can score away from home. You look back to previous seasons when we've grown up with Walter and McLeish and all that, and he's never you kind of hoped, but you never had that feeling. But with this Rangers team, you know we're going to score. And no, I was delighted. I was delighted, and it's you probably come into man of matches and that, but it's huge. It's huge. That's us. That's us now. Gone one step further now. We're into the last eight, and you can dream a wee bit at that point because you're not far away from it. And you're wee Airbnb in Seville, Scotia. You never know it. It might be getting used.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it's one of these ones I have, as listeners will know, that I've booked something, but it's one of these ones that I think the time to kind of stop it is in between the first and second legs of the quarter final. So it's going to be one of these ones where I'll maybe be going to Seville regardless because I won't get my money back. But we'll wait and see. Yeah, no, I like you. I thought, yeah, it was a disciplined performance. Not as good as we can play in Europe. I did feel we were a wee bit flat, but fairly disciplined at times. Certainly in the second half, I kind of think we just managed to do enough to kind of take any kind of pressure off your Red Star. It wasn't as, I wouldn't say it was as classic a game as the one at Ibrox was. I thought that both teams played pretty well, really well in fact, in the first leg. This one, both teams were maybe a wee bit, yeah, we could be a wee bit frustrated with themselves, but certainly more so Rangers, because I think we've got enough about us that we could have maybe applied ourselves a wee bit better at times, but we've done enough to go through. To the quarter-final draws, we'll round up with the quarter-finals draws, but before we get on to that, do you want to give me your man of the match for this evening?
I think it's quite an easy one, Scotia. There's two players, to be honest, but he dives to the left, he dives to the right. I'm not going to finish the song, but you know who he is. It's Alan
You've already
McGregor.
said it during this.
Yeah, I know. It's Alan McGregor. He's been slaughtered at times, Alan McGregor, but rightfully so, because he has cost us in the league this season. He has cost us points, but when it comes to big games, especially Europe, he stands up. And I thought Alan McGregor rode us through a storm at some points in that game, especially the first half with those two great saves. Second half, a couple of good saves as well. Again, the dark arts, falling down, wasting time. He knows what he's doing. I thought Alan McGregor for me, and a close second would be John Lundstrom. I thought he was very good tonight as well.
Yeah, I mean, I'd probably agree with you that Alan McGregor takes man of the match, and yes, Lundstrom was close second. But I thought, just to give him a mention, I thought Tav once again tonight was really good. I did get a wee bit worried because pretty early on in the first half, it looked like he was struggling with a wee bit of knock to his ankle, and he was kind of limping about. And I was like, oh no, please don't happen. But he managed to run it off, and I think there was one point as well where Alfie should have probably, rather than take the shot on, should have slipped the ball into Tav, who was sitting in the centre forward role, kind of. Yeah, and early in the first half, yeah. But no, I tend to agree that it probably does need to be Big Shagger that takes man of the match. That's him now played, what was it, 99 games in Europe he's now played for Rangers, and that's at 40 years old. That's yeah, so he will definitely get that 101. So yeah, absolutely brilliant from Alan McGregor. But like I say, that's how it finished. 2-1 to Srena Zvezda. Get that in because it'll be the last time I'll be able to say that name this season. So yeah, that puts us into the draw for the quarterfinals, which takes place tomorrow at 12:15 BT time, British Standard Time. Yes. UK time, sorry, I'm getting all confused there because it popped up saying that it was on BT Sport. So we'll be there. Leipzig were already obviously confirmed before any game kicked off this evening. I can see that Atalanta beat Bayer Leverkusen 1-0, so they're also in the pot. Yep. Braga beat Monaco, or Braga drew 1-1 with Monaco in Monaco, but that was enough to make sure Braga through. Barcelona won 2-1 away to Galatasaray tonight, so they're also in the pot. And then 3 games that are currently being played are Eintracht Frankfurt versus Real Betis, who are currently sitting at 0-0, but Eintracht Frankfurt are 2-1 up from the first leg. Lyon and Porto are currently drawing at 1 each, so that's got the tie 2-1 in aggregate. And West Ham United and Sevilla are currently sitting at 0-0, but Sevilla take them that 1 goal lead from the first leg to London this evening. So sorting out, obviously, Pearson, there's 4 teams that are confirmed for that draw, and then if we just base it on who's currently leading the ties, that would get you Frankfurt, Lyon, Sevilla. Any ones you really want? Any ones you really want to avoid?
I think at this point it doesn't matter. You need to beat these teams if you want to go further. I know folk will say, "Oh, they're maybe a lesser team," but your last 8 of a major European competition, there's no duds. Looking at those teams you've rounded off, Atalanta's a good team. I've seen them this season. Braga, we've played Braga. I know the fans love that away trip in Braga. So, and obviously we've played Lyon, we've played Porto. Even if they get through, the 2 that stand out for me, and it depends if they get through tonight, is West Ham against Sevilla. So I would like them, or there's one big name still left in there, and they've not been very great this season, and that's Barcelona, who look like they've scraped through against Galatasaray, who aren't that great this season. I watched them against St Johnstone earlier in the season. I don't think they were great, but I would like Barcelona in terms of a glamour tie. But I've always wanted English teams, so I hope West Ham get through. But if I had a choice, it would be between those 2. But Barcelona coming to Ibrox. Imagine us beating Real Madrid. I know it was only a friendly. Borussia Dortmund and Barcelona in the same season. That'd be some achievement if that happened.
That would be spectacular.
What about yourself? Who you want?
Yeah, I mean, I think Barcelona would probably be the team that I really want. I wouldn't mind Atalanta, not only because Bergamo is such a lovely wee place. It'd be great to go there, but they're a pretty tidy outfit in terms of a football team, so probably want to avoid them. As you're talking about the West Ham potentially being one, obviously they're currently sitting 1-0 down to Sevilla. I'd prefer to avoid Sevilla. Probably for the pure fact that at Sevilla, this is their competition, really, isn't it? They've won it, 3 times in the trot, I think. And as well, because the final's out in Sevilla as well, it'd probably be better if, any of the travelling Rangers support get to go somewhere different rather than going to the 2 same places in the season. So I reckon I would most want Barcelona out the teams currently available. But yeah, we will see. We will obviously see that around about lunchtime tomorrow, and we will bring you reaction of who we actually get on our club preview tomorrow evening. So that'll do us for this evening. Wee bit shorter one. We've hopefully done it a wee bit of justice, seeing as we're missing both Scott Carney and Ryan Haymarsh, but I'm fairly certain Scott will be back with us tomorrow evening on the club preview, and we'll probably go in a wee bit more detail about the game and get kind of his thoughts on the game as well. But that'll do us. Just before we go, I'd like to say thank you very much to my guest this evening, Mr. Alistair Pearson.
Not a problem. I'd just like to sort of reiterate what I said earlier on. It's a huge achievement by Glasgow Rangers tonight, getting into the last 8 of the Europa League from where we've came from all those years ago to where we are now. It's a massive achievement, and we're doing Scottish football proud once again. We're the only team in Scotland that's doing Scottish football proud in Europe, and we're still flying the flag for Scotland in Europe. And every Rangers fan can be proud of themselves tonight. It's a great achievement, and I'm looking forward to Rangers taking more money out of my account in April.
Oh, I didn't even think about that, man. Oh no. Yes. Hopefully they keep it at £45, because April's going to be a fairly hectic month. I'm really looking forward to it. I think we're all the same. Our wallets and our livers are all going to be completely damaged come the 1st of May.
Well, I'll be dead by then. I won't make it. I said that to Tommy tonight. It says Rangers will kill me by the end of April, so I won't make me. So I'll enjoy it.
Right, okay. Well, it's been good. It's been good knowing you while I have. As I say, that'll do us. Thank you very much for all joining us, and very well done to Rangers and making it through to the quarterfinals of the Europa League, which It's not designed for Scottish teams to get to the quarter-final of a major European competition, so well done to the lads. As I say, we'll be back tomorrow evening with a club preview, and we'll speak to you all then. Cheers. Goodbye.